Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own DeLorean, and I have got issue 108 and the next few issues in now, so I was able to finish off the side, put the screws that were missing in the left hand side of the DeLorean and also do the right hand side of the DeLorean as well, as you can see here. And this video starts off by looking at issue 109, which is just tidying up all the stuff at the back here. So we're going to kind of finish off these connecting points here, and to start off with, to do that, we get this part here. Now there is a smaller version that comes in this issue, which we'll look at just a little later, but you want the longer version of this silver ended black wired part. And similarly, we also get two banks of wires, one that is shorter than the other, and you want the longer version for that as well for the time being. What you need to do is just wrap around the wires like that, just the once, and then we get this wire here to tie it off, to secure it. So I'm just going to quickly tie off these wires here. Just so if I'm not on the camera, just twist these around like so. So they are connected, and then you can give them a little, well, that's not very tight at all. So I'm just going to make sure that they are nice and tight. There we go. Before wrapping it around. Like so. And then we just cut off the excess, like so. Put that to one side because we'll need that in just a second. And so you see that the wire is now wrapped round nice and tight, so it's not going to come out. What I'm going to do is, or what you need to do is attach them. If I just change the camera angle slightly, is we are fixing them into these blue parts here. Oops. So we have a peg and a screw hole for one side, so it'll be, actually it'll go on this one, peg and screw hole for there, like that, and then this wire will go into that plug there, and then there are holes just here, you can see where the other side is all connected. So I'm just going to attach that one into there like that, and that into there like that, and then they go into, quite natural actually, that junction hole there, and that junction hole, oops, here, like that. Maybe some more pushing down, but then you do the exact same thing with this smaller wire, and when it's all done it will look like this. So these parts are screwed in here, and then I glued down these wires come round, and then they port just in there, leaving this free for a bulb, so make sure that's free. But that is what that looks like when it's all done. Now the next part we're going to attach is a part that goes on the top here, and it starts off with this very cool, very weighty metal part, which I love. At the end you get a big hole and a little hole, and you also get this little grill part here with a big peg and a little peg, and you just line them up and push it in. Oh, it's a little tough. I'm just going to use the desk. Ah, there we go. It is pushed in, but there's meant to be a little gap there. That's why it's separate. There's meant to be a little gap, so it's not sat flush, so it's raised a little bit, which is pretty awesome. Then we get these two holes here, and these two holes, no we don't, before we do that, let's look at the back here. These black holes here, they will house this part here. So just line up the pegs again, just push them in, and that does sit flush. There's no raised parts there. That does sit nice and flush. Mine's a little loose, so if you want to, you can glue that in. I'll glue that in just a second. And then you also get this part here, which is for these two holes there, and you got a peg on this side and a peg hole on this side. So you need to line it up so it looks something like that, and then you screw it down, which I'm just going to do off camera. Be right back. And when the bracket's on, this piece will look like that, looking great. And then what you need to do is make sure that the black part is facing the front of the DeLorean, and just push it into this housing part there like that, and just screw it down with 2 AP screws. There we go. That is really nice little part. That I love that it's so solid and metal, and it's a very cool addition to the DeLorean. Moving on then to what we get in issue 110, and the first parts we get are these 2 parts here, which are just rubber bands. I don't really know what they're for, so keep these aside for now because they may come into play a little later on. As for the rest of the parts we get in issue 110, I feel like we're taking a step down memory lane because we get another wheel. And if you haven't guessed it, it is the spare wheel for the hood here. So what I'm going to do is just assemble this wheel exactly how it happened before, push the metal part into the tire, and then line up these 3 holes there like that, and just screw them into those 3 holes there, and it will look like that when it's all done. And then the last thing you do is you put this little wing nut into this part there like that, and then put the DMC cap on there like that as well, and we have a spare wheel. It's exactly the same wheel as all the other wheels, so if you do have a broken wheel or something like that, or you want to kind of have a spare wheel, experiment customization and stuff, you can do it with this wheel. But I'm going to put mine away as it should be, because all, touch wood, my wheels are fine. So that wheel just goes in there like that, and then you just get this strap and you just tighten up that strap there like that, and that is the wheel all installed, looking gorgeous. And now moving on to the final part of the DeLorean video today, and we get some windscreen wipers. How cool are they? Now they're exactly the same, and actually I do need to open this up a bit. You'll see there's a peg there and a peg here, so one of them just pushes in there like that, and then the next one just pushes in there like so. Close that up, and you got some windscreen wipers that do actually move. You can actually get them traveling. Oops, I'll just break it. No, they only go so far, they only go to there. So you can animate, if you want to animate that scene where they go back to 2015, or go forward to 2015. It's back for us, of course. And it's all raining and stuff, and then there's an app that can predict the weather, which we do have now. Don't know how accurate it is, but you know, we do have that. And that is the DeLorean video all done for today. So we've done some at the back, some at the front, and yeah, just a nice little fiddly kind of video. Next time we'll be looking at more of the back, and I think the last 20 issues are just going to be the back portion of this DeLorean. So I hope you could join me for that in 2 weeks time. Until then guys, take care, bye bye.